Hey, Coach Claire here, and welcome back to my channel. I've been talking a lot recently about things I learned as an immigrant uh, facing the job market in Canada. I've talked about the power of networking and just getting to know people. I've talked about the power of focus in the last video and putting your best foot forward, hitting the market strong with your strengths in mind. Today, I'm going to go a little bit more strategic here, assuming that you have the prerequisites that I talked about before going to the market with a sense of abundance and realizing that there is a role for you. There's a role that utilizes your skill set. There is an organization that thinks that you are the best thing that happened to them. Your job as a job seeker is to find that organization. Now, I find that there are some organizations that are a little bit more open to immigrants than others that will value your skill set and help you grow. And one of them is the multinationals, right? Those organizations are used to having immigrants. In fact, you might be reporting to someone who does not sit in Canada. So there is nothing like Canadian experience that will stand in your way when you're dealing with multinationals. They are used to diversity, they promote diversity. In fact, there is something called a diversity hire, so do not be restricted. Do not feel like, oh, there is no hope. You need to find organizations that will value what you're bringing in to the table. Another organization or type of organizations that might value your skill set and not mind the fact that you're an immigrant. So just focus on what you bring, and not for profits. They're always looking for talent, and not everyone wants to work in the not for profit sector because of course, you probably will figure that they do not pay as well as other corporates, but they are a great place to get experience, get your hands dirty, and just learn about this context that you have migrated to. So think about not for profits. They are open. They will give you an opportunity and a chance where other organizations might have so many people applying for the same role. And another organization that you can think about uh, or types of organization that you can think about are boutique consulting firms or law firms or any of all those things. Now they are managed by um, entrepreneurs or serial entrepreneurs, and they need resources. They need people to help them deliver their projects. And as long as you have the requisite skill sets and experience, those are always places that you can get in and grow from, because you get a lot of experience when you're working with those kind of organizations, right? And by the same token, the larger law firms, the larger consulting firms, they're always open because they need resources. Like I said in the first video in this series, really there is a shortage of skilled people, even though it doesn't feel like that. But you can understand that the reason why you are struggling to find a role is because there's so many people chasing the same kind of role at the same kind of organizations. It's just an economic principle of demand and supply. The demand is outstripping the supply in certain industries. So you need to look outside of where everybody is focused on, and finding that first role will be easier. Again, I feel like I need to emphasize the thing about pay. Your first role is not about pay. It shouldn't be about pay. It's about getting your foot in the door, getting your foot in the system, learning and gaining as much experience, and you will more than make up for it. Once you have gotten the experience you need, people will value the fact that you bring your skill set. So do not be afraid to take something less than maybe your friend got, and don't look at those. As long as you can make it work and get in there and learn. Another thing I want to talk about before I wrap this video today is, so you followed these principles, you've looked outside the box, and you finally found a place that is willing to interview you. I'm going to talk about interview skills on another video, but I encourage you, be authentic. Many times when we just want a role, we don't realize how desperate we come across to the interviewer. And then we're willing to say anything, fabricate anything just to land that role. You may think that you're pulling the wool over their eyes, but I can assure you that a seasoned hiring manager can tell when a person is inflating the facts and or when they're telling the truth, right? So do not yield to that temptation to lie during your interviews. Be honest. If you have followed the recommendations I've put forward, you have apply to a role that you really know that is your core strength. You don't need to lie. People will value you for what you bring to that organization, and you can go in there confident and be authentic about what you do know and what you do not know. People are eager to train those that are humble, but if you make it sound like you know everything because you want to get in there, you're just going to cut short your chances, because people have hired so many people who say they can do so much, and then they get in there and it's a disappointment. And generally, as a hiring manager, you are eager to hire a person that admits that, okay, I do not know this, but I can learn. I'm a great learner. Those people are teachable. And I, as a hiring manager, have hired people like that and taught them, and they were excellent performers. So I hope these tips have helped you. I mean, there's so much to unpack here and so much to share. And I'm going to keep putting out these videos to encourage somebody on your journey to achieving your career dream. Remember that we're all about helping you get those dreams to become reality in this space. So if these have been helpful to you, please like and share them with your friends, with your immigrant friends, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. All right, take care. Oh, eh, eh.